by Cambodians. Now that you have to encourage the foreign investment. But as I said, the rate of growth is quite high already. If you are so too young, but when I was here, I arrived here in Siem Reap, you know, I was like Siem Reap. There was only one hotel, Grand Hotel. Now there are hundreds of hotels. But you should not, I agree with you, you cannot just, no, without there is nothing wrong with that, because tourism is the source of foreign exchange. You know, foreign exchange, if the tourists expend dollar here, you know, the dollars can be used to buy things. Tourism is a good industry, but to get manufacturing industries, as I said, you cannot force companies. You know, when this gentleman asked about China and India, somehow factories do not like to go to India. India doesn't have any riverside, you know, where foreign companies can enjoy drinking and so on. That's very all part of this. But of course, the government can encourage. Now there is now, as you know, the special economic zone here in Cambodia, where there are hundreds of factories. That kind of thing will help. When I was going to I was an economist with the United Nations. When I first went to Malaysia 30 years ago, you know, they have these special economic zones like you have in Cambodia. But they produce little parts for factories, you know, they don't know what they produce, spare parts. But now Malaysia is one of the leading industrial productions. So it has to go step by step, but the government can encourage by giving incentives for industries to move into Cambodia. But you cannot force them. You cannot say, unless you are communist, you might say, let's build a factory here. So, yeah, but as far as the skills is concerned, I said, this gentleman said, you know, Cambodians, I'm very impressed. All of you speak English and so on. So it's now a question of how to encourage the factories, the foreign companies to produce not only textiles here, but other factories, other commodities.
If you don't have any questions or I would like to refuse okay, so thank you very much, Professor, for your insight. It's a beautiful lecture today on the topic of economic globalization and economic challenges in Cambodia. Like Professor just mentioned, the reference program economic politics reflects significantly about how the world policy and economic has through, and also reflects our current capacity as a dominant world economically politically. And it's also reference we have seen dominant China in world economy, especially speaking of the positions of the United States of America at 2014. And moreover, we can see the unstoppable tendency of globalization today. So we know about the dynamics and momentum of globalization. This is an unavoidable tendency that we will be facing in the future. And we will understand how the nations in the world will compete for that place in the future as well. This will significantly bring not only the challenge, but a lot of privileges that some countries like Cambodia have to have for the future. So, once again, on behalf of the Cambodian Center for Study for participants, I would like to express the house and thank professors who spent this research time in delivering this meaningful lecture today. And I also would like to thank Mr. Chiết Sien and his colleague from the Center for Study for helping the University of Cambodia and make this class. Okay. Also, I want to thank you for participating today. The students from University of Cambodia and all students from elsewhere. Okay. But before the end of our ceremony today,
Please everyone come to join us.
Makes you lazy. I can do all the, just say, touching stuff.